Hello, what is up, everyone? I am getting ready for work this morning. As usual, I have to put on my concealer, the best concealer in the world. Um, I will put in the description all the products that I use, but the reason why I use this concealer is because I am covering up my vitiligo. I've had that since the age of 4. I think I've told the story before. I'm not sure. But the blessing is it has not spread all over my body. That is such a blessing, y'all. I always start with my brows and I throw them on with some Shadowsense. And y'all, tell me if y'all have ever, considered getting your brows microbladed. As you can see, I have very, 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 very thin brows, and I'm truly, truly, truly considering getting my brows microbladed. I can never talk, y'all. Microbladed. Because that is what takes up the most time in my makeup application is doing my brows. Ugh. I'm tired. I'm still doing them. You know what I'm saying? I am still doing my brows. Now, mind you, I have gotten a whole lot better than I was before. I look back at pictures at when I first started doing my brows, and nah, nah. All I can say is, sis, what was wrong with you back then? I think, at the time I was just drawing them in like too thick. And now I just try to keep with my current brow thickness. I ain't gonna say brow shape because I don't have any brows in the first place. But I keep within my brow thickness. So, I just look at myself. I'm looking at myself put this makeup on, y'all. I'm looking at myself do this as we speak on this video. And I'm like, wow, sis done grew. Sis done grew. Like, I'm just so proud of her. Like, who talks about themselves in the third person? But I am so proud of her in this video. The person that is doing these brows now. I am so proud of her. Which is me, of course, but I just wanted to say it like that. But I've come a long way, and I think the reason why I'm doing so well because I'm like a semi-perfectionist when it comes to certain things. So, yeah, I'm putting on some primer. Now, the area in which I'm putting on the primer, I have like the largest pores in the world. I mean, I don't know why my pores are so large right there in that area, but yeah, I don't know. The color that I'm putting on is medium. It's the medium color correcting tinted moisturizer. And yeah, I don't know why I got that color initially. I don't even know why I thought I was that skin color. I don't know. Maybe it looked different, like on the computer screen, but I really thought I was that light. But it didn't look that light. So I've had that color correcting tinted moisturizer sitting around for a little bit. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use that as like a highlighter. And boom, that's what I use it for. But y'all, I love the color correcting tinted moisturizer. So I'm putting on my actual color, which is deep. As y'all can see, that goes better with my skin color. But I love the color correcting tinted moisturizer because one, it has concealer in it. It gives me a nice coverage. It's not as full as the MakeSense foundation, but you know what? I have come to the conclusion I don't need that. I don't need that. I mean, I use it, and at first, if you look at previous videos, I was putting on foundation, all this different stuff, but I have come to the conclusion I don't need all that stuff. I don't. So, y'all, what order do y'all put y'all makeup in? Because I kind of went backwards, honestly, because my intentions was not to put on my color correcting tinted moisturizer before I did my eyeshadow, but I did. But normally, I put on my shadow first, and then I do put on like the foundation and all that stuff. That's what I normally do. But I love Shadowsense, y'all. While we're talking about eyeshadow, I love Shadowsense because it does not crease. It is smudge proof. It is waterproof. Now, as you can see, it's a cream to powder product. And I've gotten used to that. I admit I was intimidated by it initially, but as you can see, I have gotten used to it. So I'm good. I'm good. Also, what I like about this product, the Shadowsense, it is so versatile, y'all. As you can see initially, the first thing I did was put on my brows. Well, I did that with the Shadowsense. So I use it as for my brows. I use it as a blush. I use it to contour sometimes. I use it as a bronzer. And I have, in conjunction with my Lipsense, I use it to just enhance my Lipsense colors. So I love, that's my second favorite most product. Besides, well, first is the concealer, because the concealer is the bomb.com. Because as you can see, you don't even see where I have vitiligo. Period. Period. Second is the color correcting tinted moisturizer. Look how my skin, it looks like consistently the same color. I just love it. It covers up, as you can see, you don't see my freckles that much. If I had any redness, you don't see it. So that's my second most favorite product. And then my third most, you know what, y'all, I am so off. So I done forgot about Lipsense. That's what got me into this business in the first place, was Lipsense. So I think that's my first. Right now what I'm doing is setting my color correcting tinted moisturizer. Now, this is not a product of Synergence. And the only reason why I'm using this is because I want to set my foundation slash color correcting tinted moisturizer with a powder that is the same color as my skin. And they don't have that as of yet. Now, they do have 3 powders. They have one, it's a bronzer powder, and it comes in with a brush already attached to it. So it's not a loose powder unless I like crack the thing open and pour it out or whatever the case may be. But I just prefer to set my foundation slash color correcting tinted moisturizer with a loose powder. So as you can see, y'all, what I'm doing now is baking, because what I want to do is make like under my eyes and that little piece in the middle of my forehead and my chin and down my nose. I want to make that a little bit lighter. I want to highlight those areas. So I'm baking. So while I'm letting that sit, I'm finishing up my mascara. And y'all, I don't really have lashes either, but this mascara, it really, as you can see, just makes me look like I got a little something. And I always put on first the 3-in-1 primer, the Lash Sense 3-in-1 primer, and then I put on 2 different mascaras. So the first one I put on is the water resistant, and then the second one I put on is the waterproof. As you can see right now, this is the waterproof. They have 2 different brushes, so they affect my lashes differently. So I always use the waterproof last because I like the way it affects my lashes, being the last product that I use. Okay, so you know, like, that's my reasoning, if that makes any sense. So I'm dusting this powder off, and you see how that has highlighting those areas for me. Now, I admit, you know, I'm looking cakey, I'm looking ashy in the face, but don't worry, Don't worry. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've watched enough YouTube videos and I have like studied, especially like my favorite YouTuber, Maya Galore, so much. I'm not gonna be looking cakey at the end of this video. I'm just letting y'all know that because, you know, Maya is the truth. So what I am doing right now, I'm attempting to contour. So let me just give y'all a little background. I have palettes that I had before I start using Synergence products, before I became a Synergence distributor. Now these palettes cost me money, and I just don't believe in throwing away money. So basically what I'm showing you in this video is how you can use what you already have with Synergence products. And honestly, Synergence products enhance the products that I already have. Now, you know, if you notice, my base products are my Synergence products. I have not looked back at any other foundation. I have not looked back at any other lipstick. I have not looked back at any other shadows. But I am using what I have because, one, I have paid money for them and I'm not throwing money away. So in these videos and future videos, if you see me use other products, it's because, one, I've already had those products. So I just wanted to just let y'all know. It'd be like, what is that? What is she using? Because all Synergent shadows are cream to powders. If you ever see me use a palette, it is a palette that I already had. So boom. And another suggestion, again, if you do have powder shadows, you can use, instead of getting a primer, you can use those shadow senses as a primer because they don't crease, they are smudge proof, they are waterproof. So you can use them as a primer and then use your powder shadows. And I'm telling y'all, and they last just as long. They last just as long. So, you know, I'm using the product that I love, Lipsense. You have to put that on in layers, folks. So that's what I'm doing. And then you have to use a gloss to seal that color. You have to. So I'm just finishing up my look here. I'm sealing it with a matte gloss. I done kind of fell in love with matte glosses. And in a few seconds, you're going to see my finished look. Boom! Look at that. Look at that. I, you know, took out that twist out. Man, I'm looking like a whole snack. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Toodles.